good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's your daily podcast in which we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate solo a Star Wars story 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And no guests this week.
No,
it's just the closing credits of these Star Wars stories. It's just family.
Last season, I think we did have somebody on for the credits, but it's
last season.
No, I mean not last season. I mean last Star Wars story. I think for Rogue One, I think we did. But
boy, you sure?
This is a full week of them.
Someone check our Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure, but either way, we wanted to, because it's a full week of just credits. We kind of felt like closing it out ourselves. So hey, it's our show. We get to do what we want.
And that must mean we're talking about minute 131. Minute 131 starts off with a credit to CG supervisor Chris Aman.
A man?
I almost would have assumed that Aman was a Tuckerization of him, but I'm guessing he probably wasn't even born when Return of the Jedi came out. And the minute ends with thank you to post-production sound services, Skywalker Ranch. Have you heard of them?
Been there.
They should make Galaxy's Edge should sell a dressing called Skywalker Ranch. Huh. Get on that, Disney.
They might somewhere in there.
What you got? I got for today.
I got a bunch of Pete's, and then I got some crazy credits. So what do you want to hear first?
Let's start with the Pete's.
Okay. Well, we get a kill screen of digital artists here. It's so many digital artists that you don't even know what they're referring to after a bit. If you look away and you look back, what was the credit? I don't know. The name is the screen is full of names. Who are they? What are these people? Digital artists.
If I had my way, all the credits would just be like this. It would just say made by, and it would just be an alphabetical list of every single person. You would know who did what. You would just see everyone's name in a big giant screen of like their Kickstarter funders or something like that. You know,
right.
So
I like that.
Make it go a lot faster. Well, maybe not a lot faster. Maybe 50% faster. Is that a lot faster?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know. I like the idea because then you could just box it in too and just make it like justify it all the way. So it's just a constant block of names.
Yeah. People love that.
Like the digital artists.
Joke names in there every now and then.
Well, that's it. So I'll read the Pete's who are digital artists, and then 4 other digital artists to note.
Okay.
Then I have some more Pete's and stuff. Digital artist. I feel like I've mentioned these guys. 2 of these guys a couple of times now because I think they've been on. They've been on some of these new movies. Peter Cheslov and Peter Dalton. Daulton.
These are repeats then.
And there you go. But this one I don't remember talking about. This guy. He's a pair, which is PER, which is the kind of Scandinavian Peter. Same root. It comes from Petrus. But pair.
They got rid of the T for some reason.
Yeah. Pair. It's like they're kind of eliding it. It's like pair.
Or actually, yeah. Anyway,
if they don't want to hit that T, they don't want to expose their teeth because they'll freeze.
I guess Pierre is probably also.
We got some Pierres coming up,
but that also does not have a T in it as well. Right. So Europeans, go figure.
But pair. Mørk Jensen, I think, because it's a J. Mørk, M-O with a line through it. R-K, like Mork from Mork and Mindy, but because it's the, they pronounce it kind of like a U, so it's Mørk.
Mørk
Jensen, I think. Per Mørk Jensen. So those are the 3 digital artists who are Pete's in the Pete Club, the Intercontinental Union of Pete's. Also, conspicuous, and if this person is not related to our friend Chrysanthi, I think they should at least know each other. What did you find?
No, I was.
Oh, okay.
I was sending you.
We digital artist's Theophany Tan. So another kind of like Greek first name and last name Tan, Theophany Tan, who should, if they have to, I hope they know each other. I hope they don't know each other, and then we can bring them together. That would be better, I guess.
That would be better. Although I imagine Tan is probably a common name,
but not with a Greek given name, I don't think. So
that is an unusual combination.
I could be wrong. Maybe I'm missing out on a whole scene.
The Tan scene.
But then I also wanted to call attention to digital artists Andy Garcia III. That's for wrong show, I know. Well, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia III. And Stephen King.
Just Stephen King.
Straight up Stephen King.
Oh, is spelled the same and everything?
Yeah, right? Isn't he PH in the...
That's gotta be tough.
Yeah. Well, there's a tougher one later in the movie for a different thing. Well, we'll hit that, but
like this Stephen King's parents, I mean, assuming this person is less than 50 years old, and I mean, if they're digital artists, they probably are. They had to know they're bringing their kid in. It's not like you could even say the whole Michael Bolton thing where like Stephen King should change his name. I had it first, but tough break. That's got to be misery.
It's probably good for getting reservations and stuff like that. Where I talked to, I knew a mom whose name was Drew Carey, and she said it was great. Let's move on to production and technical support. Peter Lieber, L-E-B-E-R. I feel like I've...
Peter Lieber.
The Peter Lieber. 50 Ways to Peter Lieber. Additional visual effects by Hybrid, a division of Ubisoft. And I'm assuming that Hybrid, or I don't know where Ubisoft is based, but I'm assuming that Hybrid at least is either in Canada or maybe France, because we've got in this block of additional visual effects people, we've got Pierre Raymond, Pierre Blanc, and Bruno Pierre Jobin.
Wow! So gives the little kind of a fancy flair to it.
Yeah,
to the film.
Bruno Pierre, of course, translates into brown rock. So,
oh, that's right. Peter does mean rock. Like rock, not
right.
Rock.
Visualization by the Third Floor, which was, of course, our friend Eric. That's his company. He did not work on this movie. They're called the Third Floor because of the aforementioned Lucasfilm Ranch. They were working on the third floor, doing what at the time previs. Now it's just visualizations. They do previs, viz, and post-viz. I don't know what those mean, but I think it's basically like, well, how would it look if we did this? And they do it kind of on the fly. Right.
It's like as you get older, you start pre-viz, you go to viz, and then when you get older, you're in a post-viz era.
I'm going to start a post-viz company. Where it's just kind of like these kind of interpretive sketches, almost like a Dadaist or a Cubist kind of sketches of what, like, well, if a dragon flew in here, it'd look like this. I'm like, that's a telephone. I'm like, yeah. Oh,
wow. So you're really,
yeah. Post viz.
Adding a whole other layer to it.
But under our friend Eric did not work on this film, but who did work on this film for Third Floor is a visualization artist named Pete Panton. Panton?
Pete Panton. That's a nice alliterative name. Should be a superhero.
It's a good one, yeah. The 3D conversion and visual effects were done by Stereo D.
3D conversion. This was released in 3D, I assume.
It was.
Wow. That must have been the murkiest film ever made.
When I have, my digital and Blu-ray copy of this is the international one that has the 3D version. So
nice. Have you ever watched
set that up at some point? No. I only watched like 2 things in 3D before my whole setup got disassembled and rearranged. And one of these days.
You have not set it up since you've moved to
I don't
California.
have the TV that did 3D that we had was left in Brooklyn.
Ah, I see. And you can't do the projector with the 3D.
Not this one, but there are projectors that do 3D that.
Okay. That's just like it's like what happened with me with my DVD player. My DVD player broke on the way to moving.
Right.
And now it's almost 7 years and I've not replaced it.
No. Why would you? You need to just get an optical drive and rip things.
And then just watch it on my computer?
Or, yeah. Or do it. So, well, it's going to turn into a whole, let's turn this into a different podcast altogether. Okay. You rip them, you put them on a like a hard drive or something that you can either plug right into your home media device, or you set up a little computer just to run that, and then you can access that with your home media device.
I guess so far I have not felt like I've never been like, you know what, I've run out of stuff to watch. I really need to set up that thing that I've or like
good, you know, every once in a while it's just like, that doesn't seem to be available anywhere, but I own it somewhere, and then you can just go get it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I believe
I've switched musically. I can't think of the last time that other than some of the kid stuff that they want to listen to that I don't have handy, I've switched back to just listening to my stuff.
Yeah,
from
we followed
Plex,
your
just listening
chronicles
to my library.
over on Swimway. You've told us your no skipping system and or only skipping once per session. So yeah, it's
well, once I can't skip 2 songs in a row. That's thing.
Right.
I can skip multiple times during a drive. It was but not 2 in a row.
Got it.
And the other day I drove somebody home from work, and I had to be like, okay, listen. Weird stuff might come up, but I can't skip 2 songs in a row. So
what did you do if something did anything bad come up?
No.
You just tune down the volume whenever.
It's pretty clean. I've been pruning some things that I'm like, nice. So it's pretty good. But 3D conversion and visual effects by Stereo D and the Stereo Production Supervisor.
Stereo D sounds like it should be like a hip hop person. Stereo D.
Or it could be like a manga, like a Japanese.
Oh yeah, there you go. Like Vampire. It's Vampire Hunter's brother.
Vampire
Stereo
Hunter D, initial D, Stereo D. Mr. Driller G. Stereo Production Supervisor Pietro Gallo. I'm going to say Gallo, not Gallo, because it's Gallo. It's Italian, I believe. Pietro. If it's Pedro, it'd be Pedro Gallo, but Pietro Gallo, which is Rock Rooster, I think, right? Not Rock. Not. I was hoping for a second his name was Rock Lobster, but
Rock Cock.
But yes, those are all the Pete's that I found in this minute now.
Nice.
Spread across the different jobs, the different areas. What's the word I'm looking for? Like different
departments.
Kind of, yeah.
Genres.
But speaking of departments, I noticed in something called the finaling department. Not the finalizing department, not the final department, the finaling department.
Finaling department.
One of the people credited in the finaling department is Saddam Hussein.
Wow.
Speaking of, that's got to be tough.
No kidding. I'm sure he's like, Stephen King, I wish I had your name.
Right, yeah. I wonder if they hung out, Stephen King and Saddam Hussein.
Wow. And Saddam Hussein, I mean, I guess those are both common names, but
still,
I would go by something professionally. I would just go like,
or like that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like we
go by your middle name or something. You know?
I worked with
His middle name's Adolf.
I worked with a guy who, you know, I at a time wasn't immediately post 9/11, but there were, you know, it seems like maybe it was in the kind of environment after that somehow, because this was years later, but just not that it's a bad, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, this guy's like, Saddam Hussein, but just purely like his first name was Muhammad, but because of the way that Americans are, he didn't want to go by that. He found it easier if he goes by MD. Mm-hmm. And it probably is a lot easier for his life to go by MD.
Yeah, Mo or something.
Yeah, but you would think Saddam Hussein, like, what is your middle name? Or I don't know.
Or do you think it's like, people have forgotten about that by now, right?
Sam Hussein.
Yeah, Sammy Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I admire your guts, Saddam Hussein.
In the fining department.
Don't excerpt that and please use that as a promotional clip. Me
Alex Robinson says. But yes, those were the ones that I noticed all in this minute. Those are my credit specific notes. Did you have anything?
Well, I was thinking of something to come up with for this minute, and I don't want to steal your bit and look for all the Alexes, but I was like, you know what? My name, Alex Robinson from AlexRobinson.fun. It's a common. I wouldn't say I'm not like Saddam Hussein where like it's got to be a common name, Alex Robinson. And so I said, how many Alex Robinsons are there in the IMDb? You want to take a guess? Is how many there were? I did include, I didn't include there's like a couple of Alexanders in there or an Alexi, but I didn't include Alejandro or any other.
At first I was going to say 4, but then I realized there's a lot of, it's probably more like 7.
You wildly underestimate it. There are 66 different Alex Robinsons in the IMDb. 3 of which are me.
Hey.
And you are also in there as well. For some reason.
Alex Robinson?
Yeah, it's when we did the contracts, it just wound up that way where the show was totally in my, it's just strictly in the legal sense that it's the
Got
me.
It's a Lennon McCartney thing, kind of.
Yeah, but for some reason, podcasts I've seen listed in IMDb.
I saw that. I think some people are listing their podcasts on IMDb, and I don't know.
But someone also must be listing, maybe it's the people who run those podcasts are then putting the data in there. But strangely, the 3 that are me don't seem like they're like, there's one for me as the host of Star Wars Minute. There's me as an appearance on like Clerks Minute. And then there's me as the author of the graphic novel Too Cool to Be Forgotten. And if I had more interest, I would have say, hey, you guys, you know what? Those 3 are all the same people. They're all me. You can combine those all into one.
I'm Alex Robinson, 22, 43, and 58. Can you...
So, but here's some of the noteworthy Alex Robinsons. I just started at the top kind of because they get less and less, noteworthy. But
number 1, the guy who wrote Too Cool to Be Forgotten.
The first one that comes up is he did 1 season in the casting department of Kitchen Nightmares, the Gordon Ramsay show. Very contemporary special effects. Alex Robinson has done stuff for Sandman, Justice League, and Wonder Woman, and a bunch of stuff. So it's probably the hottest Alex Robinson right now in terms of
like popularity.
Yeah, not in terms of raw animal magnetism. That is true.
Nor temperature.
There was first I got excited because there was an actor by the name of Alex Robinson who was in the film The Lady Killers. And I was like, could that be an Alec Guinness, Alex Robinson crossover event? But no, sadly. What?
It's the remake?
Not even the remake. In 1981 in England, they had an anthology series called Lady Killers, which each episode focused on a different crime being committed by someone who murdered a lady. So false alarm in that front. Director Alex Robinson. He directed Johnny English. Anything but acting. The short behind the scenes vignette, I'm guessing, of the film Johnny English. So not the director of the actual film, the director of the making of. So another Alex Robinson actor who played the titular role
Oh.
In the short, The Boy Who Drops Out of School. That's probably the closest to my heart, philosophically. And last, in the film Being from 2017, another short subject, Alex Robinson played the character Rob, which I thought was kind of funny. Alex Robinson, and he was playing the character named Rob. So,
I was trying to work that as I was trying to give you a hockey nickname for a while. I was going to call you Robbie. And it just never caught on.
Yeah. Huh. So those are all the Alex Robinsons that I researched about.
These are the Daves I know.
Yes. So anything else you want to talk about for this minute? We have a little bit of time left.
That's pretty much it. This is a I don't know. I definitely start to. I apologize if I missed any Petes or Peters, any other members of the union, because my eyes start to glaze over after a little bit, and I'm just kind of looking, and every once in a while I catch them. I think I might have skipped over some last name Pete union of Pete people.
You count those? You count last names?
They get in there on like a, I don't know if it's a full-fledged membership. We'll see.
Like an honorary mention.
Right. They could get into the club, but they can't bring a guest, maybe. Something like that,
Like that.
Drinks, not on the house. Drinks are discounted, maybe, but not free.
Drink tickets. You give each 3 drink tickets.
Yeah, maybe. Depending on...
Not top shelf. Not top shelf.
No. Yeah.
Well drinks.
Well.
Yeah.
Well. That's all we got for this one.
Well, I had another speculative kind of thing to talk about. Not specific to the minute. Should I keep it for now, or should I?
Why don't we sit on it for a little bit?
All right, we'll sit on it, Potsy.
Crack it like an egg.
Crack it like it's hot. All right, I guess that will wrap up minute 131. And hey, you know what? School's starting soon, so why not go get your lovely children some merch, Star Wars Minute merch over at StarWarsMinute.com/merch. We have children's clothes of various sizes, everything from onesies to children's hoodies to just good old-fashioned t-shirts. So check all those out at StarWarsMinute.com/merch, and check us out tomorrow here on another Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars Minute.